And good evening to all. This is Mike at Night. Welcome to all of you. And we had a wonderful time last week, and I assume that we're going to have a wonderful time today also. Thank you very much for joining us, whichever part of the world you are in. I want to invite you to share the live. Go to somebody and tell them the Mike at Night broadcast is on and we're ready to rumble. Tonight we are doing questions from you. And we're going to ask you to send in your question. You could send me at WhatsApp at 868-5363. If you're out of the country, you put in the code 868-688-5363. And you could send in your question on that WhatsApp, or we could invite you to call in. We want you to call in and ask your question yourself. Yes, because you may need to give a context to your question. 868-688-5363. And we are going to punch you through live. If you want to just do it by WhatsApp, you can so do. Good evening, Joy. Good evening, Candice, Charmaine, all of you great people who are usually on. Thank you very much for joining us. A wonderful time that we could be on. All right. So we are going to start with some questions. I have some questions that people have already written to me. We're going to try and deal with that. And there are some questions that we're going to ask you to pose to us. This is your free counseling session tonight. Let me thank Sid Jones for making this thing possible every week. And at this time, let's go to an ad and then we come right back and get the program rolling. Hey, if you are having difficulty in your marriage or in your relationship and you need someone to speak with privately and confidentially, then call me, Michael Stewart. We can do face-to-face or virtually any part of the world. If your relationship is worth saving, call 868-688-5363 or go to my website www.michaelstewart.com. Don't wait until it's too late. Get counseling. All right. Yes. Welcome back. Welcome back. This is Mike at Night. As we say, try and call somebody and let them know that we are on. The number that you are going to call to be able to pose your question or to WhatsApp your question is 868-688-5363. That's the telephone number. It's on your screen. It's right there at the bottom. This is question and answer time. We're talking about relationships. And so we look forward to having... So we're going to deal with some questions that persons have asked. And let me go with one of the first questions that we have to look at. One of the previous questions. Let's deal with this. This one is, is it okay for a woman to propose to a man? Is it okay for a woman to propose to a man? Remember, this is your relationship question we're asking, so that's one of the questions that came in. All right, what do you all think? Let me see if we could hear from you all first. Is it okay for a woman to propose to a man, meaning to say, I want to marry you and please marry me, or like to be in a relationship with you, or meet somebody and you like the person and you go up to the person and say, you know, I like you, I'd like us to go out sometime. Yes, that's what we're talking about. Inviting the person to go out with you. Tell me your honest view. Is it okay? Good evening, Veronica. Come on, people, tell me, what do you think? I would love to know what you think. Is it okay for a woman to propose to a man? Because you know it is traditional that the man does the proposing, the man does the inviting to go out, the man does the first move, and we're now seeing in a new world where things are changing. Yes, the things are changing and people are saying, no, we should be able to have the option of having a woman take out a man, invite him out, a total stranger. You meet him, you like him, and you say, listen, I'd like to take you out in a function. I'd like to go out with you. Good evening, Ted. You're late, but you're joining us anyway. Better late than never. Yes. What do you all think? Before I answer the question, I want to know what do you all think. Edward said, nah, it ain't feel so right. Ah, it ain't feel so right. So what's so wrong about it? Let's give an answer. Let's give the person who asked the question a reason for our answer. Joy said the very old school say no. So Joy, are you old school or you're not old school? Is it okay for a woman to make a proposal to a man? Let me know. Charmin said, if the man procrastinate, why not? Charmin is saying if the man ain't making the move, why not? Very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah. In the move. I need to take a note of that for our discussion. If he is taking too long and he's not saying, girl, because you all have gone to a function together, you're all in the same church, you're all in the same group, and you like the person, but the person not making the move, and you know the person eyeing you, and they're not making the move because they're shy. Should you help him out by saying, I've been watching you, I like you, and I'd like to take you. I'd like us to go to the jazz. Would you want, do you have anybody you're going to the jazz with? Can I take you to the jazz? Yeah. Joyce say, let the man ask. What does Veronica say? Veronica says, I think the man because he should take the lead, says Veronica. All right. Isn't it? If it is chauvinistic when the man is doing the niceties to a woman, what do you call it when the woman is doing it to a man? Evanistic? I don't know. Okay. Yeah. I know that there are people go to a wedding, they dance with a person, like the person, and had a nice time, and they decide to ask the guy, the girl asks the guy, could I have your number, please? I'd like to call you sometime. Edward says, botheration. People, you could call me, 868-688-5363. 868-688-5363. Or just WhatsApp me on that number, and let's see if we could hear from you. I'm going to give my view on it, as the person has asked. They want to know what do I think about that. All right. So while you're all thinking, let me give my view on it. Good evening, Diane. Nice having you. Yes. Let me give my view, and let me tell you this, and I would make sure that I put the caveat out there. Only my view. Only my view. All right. So let's take this call. Let me see if we could patch this one through. All right. Let me see if we could. All right. Tell me if you could have it, Mr. Director. Good evening.
Good evening, everyone. Good
Right.
evening, Michael.
Director, are you hearing him? Good. Yes, sir. Tell me.
Yes. Well, this is how I feel. Now, of course, this is subjective, so there's no real right answer in my view, except maybe from a biblical perspective, But here's what. I just feel like if I will be a little bit uncomfortable, maybe it's the old school, as one of the sisters said before, or what? But if suppose I find a woman not supposed to be pestering you.
Pester, right? You call it?
Huh?
Pester, you call it?
Yeah, I mean, even as a man, I would admit that what we just do to women sometimes we bothering them, you know. But we have a mission, right?
What is that mission, pray tell?
We want that lady to know of our our desires to pursue her is an act of pursuing and letting her know how much we care and what we stand for and our interest in her, right? And initially, I'm pretty sure a lady may, even though she likes the person or so, she may reciprocate a particular way. But when that natural order of things to me gets shifted, and you doing your thing, and then this girl just calling me every minute and, oh, how you going? I mean, and the relationship hasn't started yet. I mean, even if that happens and the relationship has started, you understand.
Yeah.
But this woman just bothering you and,
But you learn to sing song bad, man. So you're letting what men do song real bad now.
Well, yeah, but you see, women kind of designed for that kind of botheration. Designed for that.
Boy, I'm sure you are raising the eye of so many women right now. They must be so mad with you.
Maybe, but I'm sure the sisters prefer the comfort of knowing that if a guy likes her, that he would pursue her, than to have the discomfort of not knowing and these women pursuing him.
But who do you think is asking for the rights to be able to approach a man? Is the man or the woman?
Say again?
Who do you think asking for the rights or insisting on the rights to be able to pursue a man? Is it the men saying so or is it the women saying so?
I feel there are some women who because they feel men have that or perceive that men have that right. And when women, some women feel that men have a right, they feel they must have it too. So I just feel if those particular ladies, but I think I know all the ladies on this chat here right now are she's even vexed, but this is how I say it, right? In the main, when you remember Ruth had kind of like Boaz, But you realize how Ruth did it. Ruth got a lady to give her some good advice on how to position herself, and how to work herself and that kind of thing so that the man notice her. All of that acceptable. But you imagine if Ruth was instead of in the fields where she was supposed to be, sitting down inside the man's house or knocking on the man's door and bothering the man. Boaz would not take she on, but Boaz would still go looking now for, who my woman supposed to be, because obviously this botheration that outside here can't be her, So I just feel like, leave that to the dudes, man. Let ladies be able to be secure in the fact that if this guy is worth it, let him pursue me. I am a prize. As a woman, I am a prize. Right? Okay. And that gentleman that wants me has to pursue me.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, lady, I still love her, yeah.
All right. So let's see. That was one caller's view. Let's see what the other is saying. Thank you very much. I see Nikisha says she agrees, but I don't know if she means she agrees with the caller or whether she agrees with the person who last posted to say that I believe that Joy said, I believe that can backfire. He asks, threw it back at you saying he didn't ask. So Nikisha, you need to say, did you agree with Joy who last posted or did you agree with the caller? I'm not sure. All right. So the question is, is it okay? This is a question from the caller. Is it okay for a woman to propose to a man? If you want to talk directly, on the matter, on the debate, call me at 868-688-5363. Right? Or just post a comment on the chat. Okay. Candice says she totally agrees with the caller. Okay. Nicely. All right. So let's see if we could go now to talk some big people stuff. Big people stuff. This is my opinion. Right? And this is my opinion. And I want to preface it by saying this. Drink your tea how you like it. Let me say that again. Drink your tea how you like it. If that works for you, go ahead. But I'll tell you my opinion on it. Hey, Joan, I hope you have a recording of that program you did. I was so waiting to join your program. I joined it on the wrong night. I think I joined it on Tuesday night and waited and recognized that it was the wrong night because you had a wonderful topic you were going to go with. Joan Bob Ward, thank you. Joan said it's not okay. It's not okay. All right. So some saying that no, they don't agree with it. Veronica said the man should make the first move. Okay. Let me explain something to you people. We import a lot of ways from the United States and try to superimpose it in the Caribbean, which has a different mindset and thinking. Also, we hear something that is different and new, and we like the different and new thing, and we try to make it work. And the third thing is, many times women come up or have an idea that something could work for them and think that it could work vice versa for men. Okay? Here's what I'm saying. A man has something called an ego. That is an overly inflated ego. And men will not tell me whether I'm right or not. Because let's see if we could educate our women outside of there who usually come up with things thinking that they understand men, when you don't understand men at all. And this is my opinion. Drink your tea as you like it. I'm not saying that what I'm saying is right. You drink your tea as you like it. But this is my tea. Here's what I'm saying. That men have an overinflated ego. If a woman approaches a man and says to him, I like you, a man feels enamored. He feels as though he's affirmed in himself. He feels good. But his ego will not let him easily tell that woman, I don't like you. Do you get me? There is hardly a man who will watch back a woman who says, you are quite handsome, I like you, I'd like to go out with you. And he turns around and says, no, I don't like you. There are men who will tell you they don't like you. There are men who will say, no, I'm not going to go out with you, or no, I'm married. There are men who will say so. I'm not going to deny that. We're talking about from its general sense. The man is so inflated that there's a high chance he's going to go out with you. Especially if you are paying. There's a high chance that he's going to go in a relationship with you. There's also a high chance he'll also have sex with you. But he doesn't like you. He did it because you liked him first. I help it all in. You men out there, if we have any men on the chat, I ain't know if you have men on the chat, but you only Ted alone on the chat as a man. Tell me whether you have not gone with a woman, kissed a woman, or had sex with a woman, or been in a relationship with a woman who you really did not like in its original sense because you didn't wasn't looking at the person, it's not your type, but the person liked you and you felt flattered. Tell me, men, whether that ever happened to any of all you, or if you know of any man it has happened to. Yes? Thank you, Joan. I will look forward for the recording. Joy says his ego does put him in hot water every time. Trust me on that. A man's ego always gets him tied up. Makes him lose out. Yeah? You see, Ted say yes. And when you talk with all, I said them, if you sit down and you listen to a man who talks honestly, he'll tell you, I have gone with this woman, or I've kissed this woman, or I've gone, we've had sex. I really didn't like the lady, but the lady started coming on to me, which is different from a woman. A man would walk up to a woman and say, ma'am, you look nice. I'd like to take you out. I'd like your number. And she will have no qualms. She is not necessarily hostile or angry or anything like that. But she may very well politely tell you, it's okay. No, thank you. I'm not interested. Or I have a boyfriend, or I'm married. She's more likely to come out and tell you because she doesn't have the ego issues that we have as men. And this is where I'm going with this. Yeah, we can't say no. That's a difficult thing for us because of the fact that we like to feel that we are it. And you are just confirming that we are it. Because you like us and you come out first and tell us, and you come out first and invite us and want to be able to court us, romance us. We feel good. So is it okay for a woman to propose to a man? Drink your tea as you like it. If you like it very hot, drink it. If you like it very cold, drink it. But this is what I'm telling you. The man most times will know where the woman stands as far as both of them are concerned, because the woman would say it or show it. But when a woman approaches a man first, I guarantee you, you may very well have no idea where that man stands in your life as far as his feelings towards you. He'll say all the right things, do all the right things until he gets into your pants. And then you'll find out, and then you ask yourself, well, why doesn't he stick around? We never had an argument. Why is it he lost interest? That's my take on it. And that's what I say, and I endorse. Well, look at agree with me, a little bit agree with me, but I just wising up you ladies. Stop thinking as though men think like women. Men don't necessarily think like women. Talk to all of these men who end up in relationships they never liked, never wanted. Yeah? Because a woman came onto them, and the poor fellas couldn't say, I have a girlfriend already. Weak. Couldn't say, I'm married. Yeah. All right. So that's my take on it, my dear people. What do you all think? Having heard what I said, give me your own feedback now. Let me hear what you think. Does that make sense? Or does it not? Let me know. I think I lost the chat. I'm trying to find you all back, actually. My darling friend Mel Jones. You don't like me tonight. I'm just trying to be plain. I just trying to be plain. See? I have a daughter. I have to educate the ladies to let them know that all of that thing about it. Yeah, I know. I approach my boyfriend. I approach it, and yes, you may have gotten through, and he may like you too, and fine. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I'm saying it's a risky thing because you don't know where that man truly stands. And I'm just telling you all so that you all will know. Some of the men just tell me, Michael, I find out give out with secret too much, you're betraying men. Well, hello. Charmin says he loses interest because he already got the goods early. That's right. That is right. I speaking with a gentleman, and he's explaining to me that he went with this lady, and he was explaining the process that he went. Well, the lady had liked him, she looked good, and so on, and they started to talk, and she started coming around and would always come and have a conversation with him, and so he started to say the things that he figures a woman likes. A woman, strange enough, follow me here now. We're being honest tonight. When you tell some woman that you and your girlfriend or you and your wife not getting along, that gives some woman comfort. They feel good that they're not breaking up anybody relationship because they wasn't getting along properly in the first place. So what the man does, in many cases, and men all tell me if I'm wrong. I know all they're telling me that I exposing the thing, but tell me if I'm wrong, that a lot of men bad talk their good wives with an outside woman to get into that lady's heart and elsewhere. But he and his wife is getting along quite well. He and his girlfriend getting along quite well. But we'll tell you, well, that we don't really connect and we're not seeing eye to eye and, we just quarrel a lot and I just inside of it just until the trend get big and all of that. And the woman sucking it up because that's what she likes. That's what she likes. So she goes ahead. Yeah. Yeah. Jones says God has established the formula. Yeah, Ben. I don't know if the formula is the same one I'm thinking about. The Bible does says, he that findeth a wife finds a good thing. So which means the one who's doing the hunting must be the man. He must find the wife. And boy, I tell you, if a man, I have a partner, let me tell you, when we were young, before we were ever married, he had liked this girl. And boy, I tell you, the parents didn't want him to hang around the girl. The girl herself didn't take much concern about him. He would take insult after insult. The parents did not want to have anything to do with him. But he said, Mike, I see myself with nobody else. He tried all how he write a letter. He tried to be in the space where she will be, whether she going for taxi or whatever it is, just to be able to tell her hello. And he did that consistently for years. They are now married with children, happy as ever. He has never left her. He has never left her because he pursued her. He conquered. He boasts about it. He said, boy, let me tell you. And if many times when we meet up again, he'll go through again because he feels proud of what he went through to be able to change her mind. Because he has something to boast about now. But if the girl is just coming at you just so now, what are you going to really be boasting about? Hey, she see me and she like me and she tell me that are nice and we went out and bam, we married. I just say, all right, let's see now. Hello, talk to me.
Good night.
Yes, sir.
There's something you had said, and I just wanted to just piggyback on that one more time, maybe just for emphasis, right? And something also I think Mr. Joan had also written on the Facebook. Now, if a man is supposed to be the head of the home and the head of he will be your head per se as within the context of marriage, and I hope that that's still a concept that is still appreciated by all. Then what is supposed to happen? What is supposed to happen is that you don't go about really picking your king. What is supposed to happen is your king that picks you. Right? No, you said something else earlier that I'm thinking about it. For the ladies who said that they approached their husband, and I think it's a good thing that, I mean, even a lucky thing that that has happened and turned out the way it is. But if the person was not you, let's assume it was another woman that had the bravery to approach him before you did. How are you going to be sure that that man would not have gone with that other woman? And how can a woman be sure if this man doesn't pursue her that the power of the desire that lies in a pursuit is there for you to be sure that this man totally desires you and you alone?
Right. So you're not really sure.
But I'm wondering how you can be sure.
How you could be sure?
Yeah, both the man and the woman. Because I would also say, well, wait, I wonder if she approached other fellas, right?
Right, because the man would always wonder that whether she is also doing the same thing to other guys.
Yeah, obviously. And then on top of that, why have the other guys rejected her? What are they seeing that caused them to reject her that I'm not seeing? You know, so I can't see that a very comfortable solution.
Right. Yes. I see where you're going with that. Yeah. Thank you very much. And the caller is right, because if you are approaching the man and you're so brave to approach him, then probably you have been doing this for others also. So the trust issue is going to come to the fore. Let me go back to the this thing. Okay, let me just go back to our Bible verse again, because Joe don't talk about God's principles and so on. When God made Adam, and then he made Eve, and the Bible says, and God brought her unto the man. The Hebrew language meant, because the Old Testament was written in Hebrew, I'm told by those who studied Hebrew that the Hebrew meant God brought Eve and paraded her before Adam. Notice that. So that Adam can see her, admire her, and be able to notice her. And this is when he said, whoa, man, this is now bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. He saw her. And that might be instructive of the parading before. I just thought I'd put that in. Joy said, sweet talk, he must be take a bet as well. He can get to uncover the pot. Joy. Joy. Ah. Joy hit a spot there. You know why? A gentleman told me he and his friends on the job, he went a bet with his friends that it was a Friday. This is what he told me, and this is what the other guys confirmed, that this was the bet. This is why it's not easy. Don't take that a woman can just approach a man and think that he loves her because he has said yes, you know. They went a bet to see who could sleep with the most women they meet from the Friday till when they come back out to work on the Monday. Meet them for the first time and sleep with them. and come back out, and they would have had some measure of measuring the evidence that it has taken place. Now, let's say a woman meet one of those guys over the weekend. We're not supporting that kind of dotishness. But let's say one of these women met one of these handsome guys over the weekend and approached that guy and he sleep with you. You just fell and increase his chance of winning that bet. Don't teach your daughters that. That's my recommendation. Drink your tea as you like it, yes. Because everybody could choose it. But don't teach your daughters that. I don't want to teach my daughters that. Let a man, if he worth his something, you see, just like my friend, how we went through for all of that. He says, I cannot leave this lady because I went through too much trouble to get her. That makes him stay. I tell you. Veronica said, you need the nail on the head, you drive it home. Some men love to bar talk their wife. Yep. It works. Good wife. Nice wife doing her best. And your bad talk is just be able to get the satisfaction of another woman who's happy to hear that he's not being treated well. And some of these women brave enough to call home to the wife and abuse the wife that she bad treating she man and she have him. Okay. All right. So that's that one there for tonight. That's one of the questions that came in. Is it okay for a woman to propose to a man? Oh, Charmaine had said that some men are slow on the jaw. He said procrastinate. So, and I've heard this so many times from women that, you have some men, they're not brave enough. And so what is wrong if the woman approach him because you know that he wants to approach you, but he's not approaching you. So what is wrong with a woman approaching him? And he's taking too long. Let's examine that. Let's take a little chance. Look at it this way. You find that he's not doing the thing of approaching you and you feel that you are okay. Here's what I ask many of these when I'm in a session teaching these sessions and a woman says that. I say, when you are in the relationship with him and you are married to the man and there are things he's not doing, would you take it up and be okay with it because you feel that, yeah, but he's shy, he's not doing it, he's not saying it, so therefore I'm doing it and say it? Would you be okay to do that? Of course not. All right? So, you yourself will turn around, thank you very much. You yourself will turn around and say, the man not being man. He's not, he is not manning up, is the thing that women say. But now, during the courtship, you are very empathetic and sympathetic that he's shy. So I'm going to help him out. But you marry him and a lot of things he's not doing and saying that he should do and say will frustrate you and you yourself will leave him. If he's indecisive and taking long going after him wouldn't make things any clearer for him. Thank you, Nikisha. You see? Stop this mental construct that you have concerning men that doesn't work and that after you yourself get frustrated. Okay. This question came in on YouTube. Is it normal after several years of dating to be second guessing if this person is right for you, especially after talks of marriage? Is it normal, says this caller, after several years of dating, you've been dating 5, 6, 7, 8 years of dating, to be second guessing if this person is right for you, especially after talks of marriage? You already start talking about marriage. Because I ain't too sure, As I said, I've met people who have been courting for 17 years. I met a man who was courting for 17 years, and I asked him, I said, son, the woman you are courting with, you made children with her in the 17 years. The children you made out of this relationship have gotten married. The woman you are with wants to get married. Is there a reason you're not marrying her? He said he don't want to make a mistake. I have to be sure. I ain't rushing into nothing, he said, after 17 years. As Steve Harvey said, which I agree with, the reason why these men can do that is because the women have not made marriage a requirement. You have not made it a requirement. You have made it an option because you are giving everything else. You're washing for him, cooking for him, having sex with him. So it is now an option as far as marriage is concerned. Charmin says 17 years is a whole marriage in itself. Joy say it's a red flag. He lie. He liars. He wants the benefit. He wants to have his cake and cut his calories. That's what he's trying to do. Eat his cake and cut his calories. You can't do both. You'll have to put on weight. Yeah. So, although don't get all yourself tired. And I know sometimes men don't like to tell all it out front, but we're telling all it tonight. So forget about that procrastination thing. If he's not man enough to approach you and man enough to say, girl, I like you, I admire you, and I'd like to go out with you sometime, I'd like to have your number. If he's not man enough to do that, what else is he man enough to do then after that? Shy my foot. Half of these guys who shy to approach the woman just be loud, arguing politics and sports. They ain't shy again. You see? And some of these very shy men have 3 and 4 children for different women. So what do you just do? When you're in doing it, you just hide your face? You see? Shy what? Don't get carried away. All right. Sharon, welcome. Sharon says a red flag. Okay. All right, so let's go on to the next one. 8:43 already. Okay. So this is what the person asked. Why does someone get into trouble with ones they love, not get and not get into trouble or fall out with people who they have acquaintances with? That's the other question that came in. I guess the person is saying they love somebody and they always falling out with that person. But people that they just are acquaintances with, they get along quite well. Well, I'm telling you, anytime you love somebody, what they do, and the more you love the person, whatever that person does has a greater chance of impacting you one way or the other. There are some simple things somebody you really love would do that will make you very happy. Somebody else who's not acquaintance would do more than that, and you just feel thankful. Somebody who you really love will do you something that would make you angry or hurt, and somebody who you really don't love would do worse than that, and it doesn't bother you. Because once you love somebody, you become vulnerable to that person. There are people who do some wicked things outside and you read it in the newspaper. Does it hurt you? No, you feel for it, but it does not hurt you. But if that person who you love does the same thing, we watch movies of unfaithfulness and infidelity, it doesn't hurt us because we don't really love those people on it. We feel for it. But when the person that we are in a relationship with does that, it must hurt. We have just got to learn how to manage the pain that we have. All right. So it is natural, it is normal, it's not unusual. Let me see what Molly Tulsi is saying. The things to do that they do first. That's why the men do what they do and then leave these women. All right. You see? As long as you surrender the cookie early in the game, the guy is never going to be enjoying that hunt. He has nothing to boast because his ego needs to boast. And the only thing he will boast about is how many he passed through and that he get through. But he's not going to be able to boast about his love, his passion for this woman. Yeah? So our grandparents were right when they said, do not hands it up. Yeah? But we find that those were old people and they were long time thing. That is not, I hear women say, that is long time. That is not even today. I would hear women themselves boast of going out with a man and having sex with him the very night, first date, and boast about it. No, that's nothing to boast about. I mean, say, don't be a clothespin. Good night, Karen. Nice having you. These men just out of control. Well, but let me tell you, they can only be out of control if they are women that would be available for them to be out of control. So I agree with you that they're out of control. But they must be. They're not out of control with each other. They're out of control with other women. So don't let the blame be on one side. Um, as I said that, a school principal asked me to come in and talk to some boys. He said, Mr. Stewart, I'd like you to come in and talk to the boys in our school. I said, what is it about? Well, the boys are spreading nude pictures. Yeah, you want to? All right. The boys are spreading nude pictures of the girls in the school. I said, my goodness, that's not good at all. So I asked the next question. Where do these boys get these nude pictures from? Is it that they take out these pictures of the girls or something? She said, no, the girls take out the nude pictures and send it to the boys. I said, then shouldn't we be talking to the boys and the girls? He said, no, because the boys have no right to be distributing them. And I said, well, I was lost. She gave the girls no responsibility for creating those nudes and made it 100% the boys who distributed it. But both people have to be culpable in that. Yeah? If a man proposes, this is the next question, and the female says no, should the relationship continue? If a man proposes and the woman says no, should the relationship continue? What do you all think, people? This is a question coming in. What do you all think? Yeah? Let me see if I could get back on the chat here now. What do you all think? A man proposes to a woman, she says, no, I'm not interested. Should she pursue? Should he pursue? Mm-hmm. Crispin says one of the problem in relationship is that many people love, but they don't learn to live with the one you love. All right. All right. So let's go and answer that question then. If a woman is approached, Edward Jones said no, it should not be pursued. Well, okay. And that you see, that is the thing, eh? Long time, right? Charmin said according to the relationship he had that he should. Long time, or women were taught to play hard to get to make sure that the man is serious in his pursuit. It was a game that is taught And if the man is dead serious, he will pursue. Today, it is said, if the woman says no, it's no. But remember what I told you about my friend. My friend, he pursued. He didn't harass her, but he showed endearment, and he's now married to her. I know of another lady that the guy, they were going to school at the time, and she would insult that boy every time. Yeah, but he loved her. And he pursued, he endeared. It wasn't harassment. It wasn't called no sexual harassment now. Half of these things that we bring in now is what is causing many people. We have the largest numbers of single people in the history. So he continued to pursue. They got married and have children. So I drink a tea as you could take it. If a man, if somebody loves somebody and they are not harassing the person, then I see nothing wrong in him showing consistency without harassment or force or compulsion by continuing to befriend that person. That's my opinion. May not go down with these modern day ladies. That's my opinion. Sharon says if a woman says no is no. The relationship is not is in my opinion should not be pursued. Alright? Drink your tea as you like it. Molly Tulsi said some people say love the person who you love and the person you love. Yeah. And not the person. Love the person who love you and not the person who you love. Yeah. Hello.
I don't know if it's me alone calling, but I find that this topic too sweet, and I find it taking me too long to type.
All right. Okay. Go ahead.
So here's this.
Yeah.
Think about it. You pursuing a lady. The lady know you pursuing her. You make her offer, or you make a proposal, or you propose. Strangely enough, when you say you propose and when you say you make a proposal, it's a song different. But you propose. And she says no. You see, in 1962, Michael, I feel you could have tried again, you know? But you see, in 2023, I feel you shouldn't.
You shouldn't.
Because let me tell you, the moment, you see, they have so many ways to make contacts with people now. You could go by their house, you could make a phone call, you could send an email, you could send a WhatsApp, whatever. Facebook. But when that, and as a result of that, if this lady decides that, listen, what you call pursuit to her is harassment, how are you getting out of that?
Right. Well, but you're going on a whole new. We might have to have a part two of this program because hear what I'm saying, my dear boy. Let's take it the other side. You go up to this lady and you tell her you like her and you want to take her out, and immediately she says yes. What do you think of that lady? What would the average man think about that lady?
Yeah, that's an issue there too.
Right. So therefore,
Michael, I think I want to rescind my first position. I think men supposed to sit down and let them women come to them. I think it's safer that way.
Oh, partners. Anyway, all right, but thank you.
All right.
Nice. Well, let's see why we having all of these issues here. You check the statistics. The largest America, 50%, more than 50% of married age people are single, and many of them not by choice. Some of them are by choice. More than half of American citizens are single. Sharon says, hell no. I don't know what Sharon saying, hell no, too. All right? I have to explain that hell no, because there's a delay between what is here. All right. But anyway, um, so that is what I hope I dealt with the one where the person asks about the person you love, and you're falling out with the person you love. That is a love issue that is natural, and all you have to do is just try and manage that, because that is the person who you are more vulnerable to in your heart. America's culture is different, right? Okay. I wonder if we could go on the last question, boy. Whether we have time to do the last one. I see it's only 4 minutes. I might have to leave that back another time, or unless you all want a rush job on that. The question is, Mr. Short, I have a direct question. Would you consider being a stay-at-home dad? I want to know why, for any answer you give. Would you consider being a stay-at-home dad? And we only have 3 minutes. I can't do it. I can't do that in 3 minutes. Women should not pursue men, says Sharon. Oh, that is what you okay. I see now what Sharon was saying. She says, hell no. No. No rush job. All right, yes, no rush job. Yeah. Do you see that one? That's another imported concept from the States. The one of women approaching men, and now the one of the stay-at-home dad. But I have plenty to talk on that. Plenty to talk on that. But time not day. Yes, time not day to talk about that. All right. A next week thing. All right. Well, it may not be next week either, because we will have the program next week, but most likely going to be a rerun. Unfortunately, I have to admit that I would be engaged next Thursday. I'm married already, but I'll be engaged next Thursday. I'll be in an engagement. All right, Lauren says, all right, so let us use it a few times and you all just give your opinion on it. I see Lauren Flamen says nothing wrong with a stay-at-home dad. All right. So you all just give me your opinion, and then when we come back, I would yes, I will give my opinion on it when I come back to address it. Lawrence already said his own out. Nothing wrong with a stay-at-home dad. Anybody else? What do you all think? Is it okay? Would you support the stay-home dad concept? Yeah. Thank you, Sharon. Appreciate it. Would you support the stay-home dad concept? I think all they're taking too long to think. The simple question. Yeah. All right. Okay. So remind me. I think we'll go with the question and answer again, but when next we come back. And thank you all for chiming in and sharing and so on. Molly Tulsi said, not in Trinidad. Yes, it's okay to be a stay-at-home dad, says Joy. Charmaine said, it depends. It depends on the stay-at-home dad, says Sharon. Right? I have some things to bring to you now, because you have to understand men. Ladies all have to understand men. That same thing about whether a woman should approach a man. I'm sure many of you all did not recognize how much of an ego the man has that he will say yes even when he does not like the lady. I want to bring some points concerning some things that may cause you to double think about men when it comes to some of these subjects. Stop letting the concept of men come from a woman, because we are so different. We are so different, but we are so great as men. Just because we're different does not make us less. We are great in our difference. Yeah. All right, so we're down to the hour, 9 o'clock. As usual, thank you all for joining us. And I want to thank Sydney Jones for facilitating, making sure that we are on the air and that you are able to get us as we transmit to you. So, join us for next week. Next week, Thursday, will be on, but the chances are it's going to be a rerun because I have another engagement. But certainly, God willing, the following Thursday, I shall be live. If it is possible to go live, otherwise I will. But so far, this is it. All right, so you all have a good evening. Thank you very much. I am Michael Stewart, and I wish you all the best. Take care and make your relationship work. Drink your tea as you like it. Ciao. Hey, if you are having difficulty in your marriage or in your relationship and you need someone to speak with privately and confidentially,